All right, all right. Well, let's get to work. Let's get to work. What's up? What's up? What's up? Bum, 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 bum. We got things to do, people to think, things to see, people to do. Zoop. What up? All right. So, folks, we got ourselves a nice little hootenanny in the market so far. You know, the trend has been steep and it's been aggressive. Yesterday the market was down a decent amount at the open and it just trended up the whole day, right? And so when you see stuff like that, that's a really that's a bullish thing, right? When you see overbought markets and they gap down, it's a gift, right? So when you see, the gap downs in the markets are kind of trending down like they were right in January and parts of in December, then you tend to get some follow through and stuff like that. As the structure of the market is different because you're trending down, and so when you have like this kind of pulls over here, you'll see these kind of gap downs in stocks, and then you'll often see follow through on these gaps. But what happens is when the market shifts, right? When the market shifts and it breaks back over the 9 EMA, and it breaks back over the 20 EMA, and it breaks back over the 50 EMA, and you're into this kind of nice trending environment like we recently have gotten into. So if you look here, right? Let me get to a daily chart instead to make it easier. When you look at here and you finally break over the 9 EMA, you break over the 20, you break over the 50, and they start to curl up, the structure of the market starts to change. And so now all of the sudden, what happens is instead of like these big volatile down days, right, you start to get these big tails on the stock. So the market gaps down and it becomes an awesome gift. It becomes this awesome gift where you can come in and, right, you have like all these, potential long setups. And so this is a bullish, change in the market, and it was much needed anyways, right? So after such a big trend for multiple months, having these kind of like 1 month consolidations really allow you to reset the charts, right? It really allows you to just take a breather. And then also for the traders, right? Like, this phase right here in the market was gangbuster. Like, you're making a million trades a day, right? You're using leverage, you're trading options. I mean, you're really kind of trading small caps, cryptos, everything, right? And then what happens is, so you get this kind of break, pullback, and the trades become a little bit more sporadic, and you start having to lean on the short side for a period. But it also allows, right, all of those charts to rebase and kind of regather themselves. And now you're starting to see that, right? So like if you start to see, that month of consolidation, right, it reset and allowed all these stocks that really had gone on really such big trends, like this epic time to just breathe and right and to just let new stuff also emerge, right? So like you want to see all that, right? Like you says the QQQ start to just digest, and all these stocks will also get to digest these gains. And so you're starting to really you're starting to get into some really right good spots when that happens. Beyond that, you had also right a pretty significant pullback in market breadth, right? You got your T2 108s and stuff. You got them sub 20 for a little bit. So that's also right. You never It's very rare that you get the T2108 under 20 and you don't get these epic rips, right? Like it's just almost all big bounces in the market start from that very, very oversold market breadth. And so getting this also is a huge thing, right? And so now what happens is like, when you get these oversold things, you get these epic market bounces where everything follows through. And so, just a lesson for traders is that, when you get those big pullbacks, what you want to start doing is focusing up because it's going to give you a lot of good swing opportunities. but it'll also, right, allow you to start getting, into much cleaner day trades. And now we're getting into that kind of sweet spot in the markets where, right, everything reset and now we're starting to trend. And on top of that, right, we're in the middle of earnings season. And so we've got all sorts of, dude, we got all sorts of little things that we can do. So let's start ripping through. It's earnings season. We want to start flipping through these bad boys, see where the hot upgrades are, see what the hot earnings plays are. We've got a couple, right, already with Twilio. A couple of Twilio here. Let's see. Plug Power's got a little new loan out here. So we got, okay, man, we got all sorts of little doohickeys here. Whoop. Where the fuck? Hold on here. All right. Bump, 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 bump. Let's see what's going on. NVO's got a PR out. Oh, see, now this is juicy. All right, you got this big, long consolidation that's been happening for about a good month or so. You're starting to come out of this range. This used to be a $500 stock. So you have this huge base breakout that's developing, which had trended off really nicely the last earnings. Now you got yourself another breakout over here. That is hot. If you're a swing trader, you want to look for the first consolidation, after this post breakout. If you're a day trader, well, I mean, we want to start hammering this thing as soon as today as we see intraday setups, because this is the sweet spot, right? This is the sweet spot of stock. So let's get this thing. Let's add this thing to the watch list here. And let's take a look and see what other kind of earnings plays we got. Hello, everybody. Dude. This might be fun. All right. I typically do not like to do small caps on Fridays, but it is a little bit pricier. You have 30 million shares in volume today. The float on this, so look, it says 53 million on the float, but if you look at this bad boy, it just did a reverse split. So divide this 53 by 25. The TC1001 update for a couple months on it. See, what do you got? 2 million shares? Oh, yeah. Dude, add it. Add it. We got it. EVAX. Look at all this stuff, dude. This is where all the fun heat is, right? So this is also just a reverse split stock. So lower this float by, 5x. So you got maybe 6 million, 8 million share float. You already got 20 million shares in volume. Like, these are the names that are going to be, these are the names that are going to be ripping off today. Add it for now. Why not? Look at all this. Look at all this big. This is a 1 to 200 reverse split. So this one is actually, it's really like a 5-cent stock. It's really like a 5-cent stock, less than that, I think, right? If it was divided by 100, it'd be 4 cent, 40. This thing is gonna have all sorts of heat. So you got all sorts of action on this. Look at this DWTX, all this kind of fun stuff. So you've got a whole realm of stocks here that are really cooking and booking. I think Twilio we got to add in. Look at this. You can see something like this. Dana expects sales to decline, sales outlook, boom, 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 taking out this big range. Now, this is an auto parts company, so not really that sexy. That don't mean anything, though. Sometimes. Hold on one sec. Yeah, sometimes these things can do what you need it to do. Doesn't have enough liquidity for me personally. Let's see what else we got here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, chunk, 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 chunk. Look at this. See this? Something like this. Now this could get juicy today. All right. So you had this big trend. You got a 1 month consolidation on this bad boy. If you rip this 16, I think you're in a good spot on this. That ain't bad. Like I would probably be willing to play something like that. Lays is a slut. Chunk, 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 chunk. Cool. I think we got through most of the earnings play. So this is, this we'll need to keep an eye on. So look, this is BitX. This is the crypto ETFs. You got a little bit of a consolidation that's happening in Bitcoin. So see this right here? It's getting set to do maybe a weekend ripper here. So if you look at IBIT here, right, you're kind of just testing into this level here. I think these crypto stocks are gonna be probably hot. The couple things with the crypto stocks is, like Coin and MSTR themselves are so pricey, but they typically run on these Fridays because on the zero DTEs. So I think what we want to do, it's always Fridays they have the big moves on these, especially MSTR. Yeah, Meta does have news out. It says, I don't think it means anything, but it says they're building a data center that's as big as Manhattan and a couple other things. 65 billion capex. Hey, what can you do? Yeah. Toot, 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 toot. Hey, this I think we'll still want it. So, like when they're starting to build out all these data centers and stuff, that's why these nuclear stocks are going. I think this Oklo and NNE, for my taste, is a little too extended, but you can definitely go with SMR. Yesterday was its first big day, so now you got yourself right now. You got yourself just a little bit of flavor, and you got still room to about 32. Let's see if this dumps off today or gets a little bit of weakness. I think you've got a decent location. The other two are too extended, right? Like the other two are going to be too extended. Now, going back to this, let's take a look here. So, going back to this, these crypto names, you got a kind of a flat open on Bitcoin, but it was all over the place yesterday. So, just kind of be mindful of that. But, like, you do got a little bit of, flag that's coming through these bad boys. This, if it happens, right, we got a nice, easy consolidation on coin. Right, you got a level here, just kind of like where it's been marinating. Let's just call it 300 for shits and giggles. You got a boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dude, you're not bad. This is dude, add this. You can see here, right? Dude, I would go probably, you're sitting here right at the 50 EMA on the hourly. See if that holds, and then what you want to do is kind of see if it kind of starts to attack some of these areas. And you got yourself a little bit of a good spot right there. So add that one too. You can see like Huts also, they all kind of show like a little bit of a similar look, right? It's like you got the big base, and then you just petting the snake. You just coming in and petting the snake right there. This one lacks a little bit of liquidity sometimes a day. Nice, Gush. Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's add a couple of these bad boys. So add in MSTR, coin. Watch that price of Bitcoin. Like you need that to confirm. Otherwise, these things end up being sluts. So what you want to do is keep an eye on IBIT and just use a 5-minute chart. If you start to see this thing rip through, then you know, right? Like, all right, we're in a good spot. Dude, I'm into it. Yeah, let's take a look here. Let's take a look and see what our earnings plays we got over here. So let's go in, just switch modes for a second. Hold on here. So bum 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 bum. Today, yeah. Verizon, AXPNWI, and then you want to go in. Just always check the last hours, yesterday's too. Dun 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 dun. Jung 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 jung. What the fuck? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Before the market opens. And then after the market closed yesterday, let's see if we got anything juicy. Not really. Let's see. These are all still banks. A lot of banks this time of year in the beginning of earnings season. You get a lot of banks. Look at all. It's like, see, all these are just banks. Banks are like, I mean, for the most part, they're untradeable. The regional banks, you can make trades on like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley because you can just go in, you can do the calls on them. But like these regional banks don't even have that, right? So still a little bit dry on like the hot earnings. Basically, we've just got some Twilio, and then everything else is kind of just resting. There we go. Sweet. All right, let's get off of this for a second. Now let's see on the downside what we got here. Junk. These are all junk too. Hey, you might have a chance on this for a little Friday fun. Yeah, you may have a little chance on this for some Friday fun. You had Monster Cock Day on this yesterday, 6 to 10. Now you got yourself a good old fashioned, red to green opportunity. Might be worth it. Not my particular flavor. I like when they just open up a little bit. I like when they open up weak, but not that weak. All right. Yeah, I think we'll pass on that. Yeah, let me check Roku. This is hot. Whoever just sent that to me, that's hot. All right. You got your earnings in a month. So that's out of the, you don't even got to worry about that. You got a nice little range break on this thing. This is probably a good right place, right time kind of setup. You got test. Your 9 EMA is a couple bucks away. You got about a 1 month and some change. Dude, hot. Let's roll with this. I'd add it. That's a good look right there. Couple others I want to add in. This A-Lab finally tested the 50-day moving average yesterday. It gapped down and wicked right into it. You got still 10, 15 days, right, before the earnings come out. So now you got a confirmed hold on the 50-day moving average this was the hot runner for a while, right? It was a grinder, but it ran for months and months and months, right? Post, it's kind of IPO breakout. Now you got that test right into the 50. You got semiconductors been heating up. This is that's hot. I'm into it. Bum, 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 bum. Dude, let's add this bad boy. I like it. Good. What else? Well, we got a couple other bad boys that we're going to need to keep an eye on here. I think we want to be, adding this TSM on dips for day trading, on all dips on day trading. All these chip stocks are going, but this one's leading the way. And you're seeing a run in chips right now. Dude, we got a 2-day pullback in AVGO. We got room up to 248 today. You can see here, right? Chips are going to be in play today. You got this nice pop already. ARM had an inside day yesterday. So after that big blowout, right, you had it gapped down, but it was a pretty narrow range day. Like it didn't have necessarily like any follow through. It gapped down, but you didn't have the follow through that you really need to like be just like pushing the short on it. I think you can roll with this bad boy too. Oh, that's a buenos. What you think? What you think? Heck yeah, yeah. Heck yeah, yeah. Let's add that. Dude, this is buenos noches. I'm into it. And the other thing to remember is that the base on this is right over many, many, many months. If it can ever clear, it's not close yet per se, but that gap down yesterday kind of relieves some tension. Now you got an inside day. You got chips. They're looking hot. They're looking zesty. They're looking caliente. Hell yeah, yeah. Let's get a little piece of this. Meta came down into support. My guess is it actually probably gets eaten up at some point. Good. Now look, there's this AI health stuff is going to be, now that Pelosi's gotten into it, right? But you can see the big volume on these bad boys. Like you're really pushing through this little turd nugget. Yeah. Does it get all the way back to the 80? Who knows, right? But I think this is something we want to be watching any and all dips on this thing. You get this thing down, set some alerts, right? You get this thing back down to 50, you can go. And then, you got some of these other you got some stocks that are like similar into play on here. So keep an eye on some of these other kind of biotechs. I got alerts set on like all sorts of these fucking things, right? So like if you start to see any of these kind of like gene editing, AI kind of, biotechy names, dude, put some volume alerts on them. You'll start to see, like, look at all this shit right yesterday, right? Like, it just, not yesterday, but 2 days ago. Now you got an inside day on them yesterday. You may get a little hoot nanny on some of these. What's another one of these, right? I think it was an RPRX, RX. You know, you got a handful of these that are kind of in the similar spot. So we'll see if these things hold. Now, going back to this, the QQQs just had a little bit of a Poppy McGee the last few minutes. So I would anticipate if we look at the levels on the market, let's just go to 30-minute chart. Right, we got a level that's just right here. Dude, I think we can shred this thing. It'd be nice if the market pulled because you're getting into this kind of overbought. So, ideally, if the market kind of dumps off a little bit like it did yesterday a few times, those are going to be the good spots to really load in. You may not necessarily need that because you had the rest day yesterday, but we are still a little bit overbought. Not like any kind of extreme level, but we are a little bit overbought. So you never know. But let's go back into this. I think there's a whole host of right? Just we want to regurgitate, right? We got this AULR. We got this AULR. We got all sorts of these little bad boys. This one I'm taking off the list. I think it's pulled back too far. Twilio, that's hot, right? NVO had a PR out today. It's already up 13 points. Good liquidity on this. 4.3 million shares. I think I think this one can be a little something something for the ladies. You got the Coinzilla here, right at a sweet spot. Man, that's nice too. Let's add that. This NBIS is, I'm permanently been looking for. I've got some for a swing down here, but I've been trying to find a spot to add this bad boy as we're into this kind of IPO highs. Just looking for any kind of pull on this bad boy. Let's see if we get it, but it's a decent day trade setup too. RKLB had a big reversal yesterday, so watch every pull on this one. What I mean by every pull on this one is like, when you get a hot stock like this that's clearing out months of levels, when you get these like intraday dips, like see how you got the intraday dip, when they get bought up like that, that's super bullish, right? Like you want to see that in a hot market, in a hot stock. What you'll often have is right these inside days or just like these very, very small dips. They tend to be buying opportunities. Look at this meta start to rip back. Look at this meta start to rip back. Yeah, it came into some support here, right, from yesterday. And then you just kind of that's the sign of a hot market, right? You get some heat, and then you're just like, fuck it, I'm buying. Who gives a shit? And boom, you're back at it. Heck yeah. Man, that's some good stuff right there, too. Good. Let's go back into this. We want to be, right? A Lab, I think, is still looking pretty good. TSM, we've got a handful of these names. I don't have a good read on Tesla. It's just consolidating here, stuck inside a range. I think it's one of those kind of just wait and sees. Like, if you didn't know this, like, just take the ticker out of it, right? Take the ticker out of it and you just saw this as a stock. You'd say, I'm not sure, right? Like, you'd be like, maybe it's something, maybe it's not. And that's not, so I think you could just let it pick up some steam and then come into it. The stock itself has enough range where, you can let trends set on it a little bit and you don't have to take too much of a guess and then you can roll with it. Hey, just a couple other things to be mindful of, some of these things like sound and lunar and stuff are still looking okay. So like this lunar looks really, really good. I would put this right on your 6 windows list too. Like this, the space stocks, like, right, this is real heat, so you definitely want to keep a little bit of that going too. I think look at this meta, it's doing a full-blown reversal now. That lunar's hot, by the way. That might be not top of the list, but right, you're getting into some good you're getting a really good spot right there. Yeah, and then let's add the coin. Look at this AULR still holding up. Dude, we're in for it today, baby. This is going to be, there's some good range here. We are in for a little fun. Look at this thing. You can keep this thing too. If you want to be fucking, you want to dive in, go for it. And, yeah, let's add Twilio to the 6 also. Good. All right, man. Let's go have some fucking fun today. Let's go do what we do. Let's go do what we do, people. All right. Fucking A, man.